Now with that ABC News exclusive. World News Tonight anchor David Muir taking us on a rare trip into the deep on a nuclear-powered Navy submarine that's now on a classified mission in the eastern Mediterranean. David is here with us right now, and boy, what access you received.
Yeah, you all were asking me questions in the commercial break before we even got here. This was extraordinarily rare, actually, to get access to a submarine of this kind, a nuclear-powered sub, especially given the classified nature of the mission the USS Florida is now on. What you're about to see this morning, the tomahawks, the torpedoes, the nuclear reactor, and the warning about who else is in the water right now.
This morning, the USS Florida is somewhere in the eastern Mediterranean on a highly classified mission.
They call it the silent service for a reason. That's right. All those missions are some of the most highly classified that we do.
A nuclear-powered U.S. Navy guided missile submarine, 160 crew on board. And we are given rare access as we board the submarine.
Thank you.
Rear Admiral William Houston describes where we are standing, just above the Tomahawk missiles.
This can lift up at any time. This could lift up at any time on order if we wanted to launch the Tomahawk missiles.
And how many Tomahawks are we sort of standing on right here?
Right now, 7.
They have more than 100 Tomahawks at the ready, and they are about to take us down into the submarine, where we will spend the next 24 hours traveling with them. A maze of narrow hallways and hatches.
Your head's going to go right in between there.
As we prepare to climb to the top of the sub, we wait for word.
Control bridge, send ABC to the bridge.
Up the ladder, they tell you when it comes to your hands and your feet, make sure 3 out of 4 are touching at all times. We climb several floors to meet the captain and members of his crew waiting atop the USS Florida, where we find they are on patrol. Back down inside the submarine, Captain Seth Burton takes us past the missile tubes holding the Tomahawks.
So inside this tube right here,
7 missiles.
7 Tomahawk missiles.
And we take note that in between the curtains drawn, where the sailors sleep.
The sailors are actually sleeping in between the Tomahawk missiles.
Right.
Inside the submarine control room, they are about to deliver the order to descend.
Submersion ship, dive I.
Dive.
The submarine disappearing under the water's surface.
400 feet.
Descending 400, 500, more than 600 feet.
13-degree up angle.
Soon we are all leaning with no effort.
Pull up point.
They have to be ready to make these moves. There are others here too.
Do you have company here in the Mediterranean?
We do have plenty of company. The Russians are very active, and we're active with them.
The U.S., aware the Russians, are trying to send a message.
The Russians have demonstrated their willingness to use missiles from submarines. They did it from the Black Sea into Syria, and now the Russians are here in the Mediterranean.
They absolutely are. And we're watching them very, very closely.
Are they watching us?
I think they'd like to watch us.
In fact, the Russians recently showing their own underwater muscle in the Barents Sea. And just days ago, testing their new sea-based ballistic missile. At night, we watch as they use a periscope with an infrared camera.
Initial search complete. Hold no contacts.
So we're alone.
We're alone. Nobody's there, which is good.
We crawl through another hatch and snake our way to the nuclear reactor.
We're basically traveling on the submarine with a nuclear reactor. Absolutely. We can operate more than 90 to 120 days submerged.
It is always ready for U.S. Special Forces, for Navy SEALs, their weapons already on board. We are about to climb to see the small compartment attached to the top of the submarine, where Navy SEALs, U.S. Special Forces would deploy right into the water.
This is the dry deck shelter on top of the submarine. In fact, we're still about 200 feet beneath the surface of the Mediterranean here in this room. This is where the Navy SEALs would deploy, and a Navy SEAL, a delivery vehicle of some sort. And in fact, the only thing separating me from the intense pressure of the water is this black hatch. And in fact, if you listen, you can actually hear the water.
And on board, there is one more powerful weapon, the torpedo.
Because as a captain, you always want to be ready. And
So this one here?
right.
They have 8 of them on board this submarine. The USS Florida, now on that classified mission.
Nobody knows where it's at in the Mediterranean at any one time,
Including now.
including now.
And you know, you saw that hatch leading to the nuclear reactor there on board. This submarine has been in the water for more than 30 years now at work. It's only been refueled once because of that nuclear reactor. Their missions can last up to 120 days, 4 months they spend underwater. They make their own oxygen once they're down below, breaking the hydrogen from the oxygen using electricity. They get rid of the hydrogen overboard. The only thing they say they run out of after a certain period of time is food. That's why they have to come back.
But for that entire 4 months, they don't surface at all?
No, they don't. Wow. Oftentimes, if they're on a classified mission.
Wow.
What's it like down underneath there?
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny. You don't feel it in your ears. People were asking me that. It's pressurized, but the quarters are quite small. I give these folks, these sailors, a lot of credit. You know, they sleep in bunks that are about this tall, and you climb up into them. I won't forget it.
Yeah, no. Bless them on it all.
Missiles at that. I mean, wow.
Right in between the Tomahawk missiles as they walk down that hallway. That's where they sleep.
So fascinating.
Thank you, David.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you so
Good to
much,
be here.
David.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.